and welcome. I'm Shilpa Ratnam and you are watching the morning news on CNN News 18. Our top focus this morning, the ED locking up the office of the Young India paper. It was a big jolt for the Congress party after the Enforcement Directorate sealed the office of the Young Indian located in the National Herald House in Delhi on Wednesday. As per the agency, it was sealed because no one was available in the office and the Enforcement Directorate agents were not able to complete the search. The agency has sealed the premises so far so that the searches can be conducted in the preference of office bearers. Summons have been sent to the principal officer, Congress leader Mallikarjun Kharge, to get the search concluded. While this comes just days after Rahul Gandhi and Sonia Gandhi were grilled by the agency, Congress stalwarts held a meeting and said that such moves were driven by political vendetta and that the centre is trying to misuse the agency to divert attention from issues that really matter.
The only sole object of this exercise is humiliation, insult and intimidation at one level. If the most ingenious and imaginative mind was to ask questions, there cannot be more than 10 to 12 questions. And if you ask the same question in 5 different ways, there can't be more than 60 to 70 questions. But today, you have created a siege mentality. These are the actions of a regime which increasingly wants to, which is losing its balance, losing its equilibrium, and is frustrated at the fact that its opponent, that is us, does not break or bend. All law has been thrown to the winds.
प्रधानमंत्री भय की राजनीति, प्रतिशोध की राजनीति, धमकी की राजनीति में विश्वास रखते हैं। ये लोकतांत्रिक तरीका नहीं है। हम भागेंगे नहीं, हमें चुप नहीं कराया जाएगा। हम अपनी आवाज उठाते रहेंगे। हमारा प्रदर्शन परसों शांतिपूर्वक प्रदर्शन जरूर होगा।
आप ये पुलिस से पूछो, मैं तो इतना ही कह सकता हूं कि अगर तानाशाही के बारे में सुना है, पढ़ा है, तो देख लो, यही है भाजपा की तानाशाही। हम अपने वर्किंग कमेटी का मेंबर हूं, मीटिंग है, मैं अपने दफ्तर नहीं जा सकता। ईडी रेड कर रही है, यही दुरुपयोग है सरकारी एजेंसीज का। अब इनको जनता पे भरोसा नहीं, सरकारी एजेंसीज भरोसा है। मैं इसका कठोरतम शब्दों में निंदा करता हूं कि अब इस देश में लोकतंत्र नहीं रहा।
First, Rahul and Sonia Gandhi grilled, then the ED has sealed the National Herald office. Now, my colleague Anusha Soni spoke about this National Herald case with the petitioner and BJP leader Subramaniam Swamy about ED sealing the Young Indian Limited office in the Herald office. Listen in.
You know, it depends on if ED is alone doing it, they'll be very poor. But ED is, there's a lot of oversight, even if it's informal. They know that his public is very much agitated. And let me tell you all this delay that you people are constantly saying.
Yeah.
The delay was because after a conviction was given at one stage, they went to the High Court, they went to the single judge, then they went to the division bench, that is 2 judges, Supreme Court. There's nothing they have not gone to the Supreme Court. And each of these was going to take time. We, from my side, there was no delay. We were ready to go ahead on a day-to-day basis. But these accused who are Congress party leaders who took it all the way up, stage by stage. And today, for instance, the Herald House, which was taken over by the Urban Development Ministry earlier, they took it to the High Court, and High Court they lost. Now it's lying in the Supreme Court. Then there is the income tax thing. They got it cleared up, and now it is in the Supreme Court. Yeah. So the delay was caused by the accused, and unfortunately, we believe that a person is innocent till proven guilty. So they get a lot of freedom to have their matter heard, and they have these adjournments and so on. So we, as far as from our side, there's been, at least from my side, there's been absolutely no delay at all. The procedure of the crime is that they have acquired the Young Indian by fraud. And that is proceeds of the crime. Is a proceeds of crime doesn't necessarily mean money. And by the way, the mere fact that they are not able to, Dotex is not able to explain how they gave them 1 crore without any interest payments requirement, anything to be placed for as surety. None of these things are done. Why would you give something like that?
उसको रूल्स है, रेगुलेशंस है. ऐसा नहीं कि उनके घर पे मारो, इनके घर पे मारो, फिर नेशनल हेराल्ड पे फिर एक बार बुलाओ. ये कितनी जल्दी से वो काम कर रहे हैं, इससे ही अंदाजा लगता ना. 6 दिन पहले बुलाए, इमीडिएटली नेशनल हेराल्ड पे डाले, कल परसों नेशनल हेराल्ड में हुआ, आज उनके मकान पे गए हैं. इसका मतलब क्या है? राहुल गांधी जी भी यहाँ नहीं है, उन्होंने तो पब्लिक मीटिंग में गए हैं. तो ये लोगों को एक डर पैदा करने के लिए, और ऐसा तुम लोगों को डराते गए तो लोग डरेंगे नहीं और एक रिवोल्ट हो जाएंगे.
कोई वजह नहीं है, जो वजह होगी वो सामने आएगी, पता चलेगी. इसमें कोई छुप कर तो कोई वार नहीं कर सकता इस देश में ना. जो भी करना है उसके लिए आपको बताना पड़ता है. जिसके विरोध में आप कर रहे हैं, जिसके अगेंस्ट कर रहे हैं, आपको बताना पड़ता है. उसके पास जो भी फिर उसके बाद जो कार्रवाई करने की जो इच्छा होती है वो कार्रवाई कर. कानून में जो कदम उठाए जाते हैं वो हमको, चाहे हमें पसंद हो या ना पसंद हो, हमको कानून के मुताबिक उनका जवाब भी देना होता है. तो हम कानून के मुताबिक जवाब, तो कार्रवाई चलेगी. हमको जो करना है वो हम करेंगे.
जहां तक एआईसीसी के कार्यालय 24 अकबर रोड को सील करने की बात है, समझ से परे है. हमारा केंद्रीय कार्यालय, हमारी बैठक थी, माननीय इंचार्ज महोदय ने बैठक कॉल की. हमने अपने जिला अध्यक्ष, तमाम वरिष्ठ नेताओं को बुलाया बातचीत करने, लेकिन देख रहे हैं कि पूरा रोड बंद है. अब ऑफिसर से बात की तो वो कहते हैं जी ऊपर से आदेश है. ये ऊपर से आदेश किसका है? क्या गृह मंत्री साहब का है, सरकार का है? किसी को नहीं मालूम. अब देखिए गाड़ी खड़ी है, फोर्सेस खड़ी हैं, काफ़ी सुरक्षा, महिलाएं मेरी बहनें खड़ी हैं. किस लिए? क्या अब हम अपने कार्यालयों में आकर के हम बैठ भी नहीं सकते, मीटिंग नहीं कर सकते, बातचीत नहीं कर सकते?
अंग्रेजों से सब डरते थे, तब कुछ कांग्रेस के लोगों ने ही अपने खुद के पैसे लगा के एक ऐसा अखबार जो अंग्रेजी में भी, हिंदी में भी और उर्दू में भी निकले और लोगों तक स्वतंत्र सेनानी अपनी बात रख सके और आज़ादी की मुहिम मजबूत हो, उसके लिए चले अखबार को. जब वो दिक्कत में आया अखबार, तो कांग्रेस पार्टी ने उसको मदद की. और एक ऐसा यंग इंडिया भी उस तरह के बना हुआ है कि जिसमें से कोई एक भी चीज़ ले नहीं सकता है, 1 रुपया नहीं ले सकता है. तो क्या मतलब है ऐसी चीज़ों का?
Then they started harassing me by sending my more photos to my friends, relatives, family, and then later I approached the police.
These Chinese operators are running big rackets in Nepal. They're running these call centers, hiring people who can speak Hindi to blackmail Indians back home who have borrowed money.
Don't take a loan from a China-owned company because you will have to pay a huge price. This is a big expose on Chinese loan apps by CNN News 18. The Enforcement Directorate cracked a whip on scams being carried out by these loan apps. While the borrowers were being promised quick loans, in return they had to pay a bigger price. Under pressure and threats by these money lenders, at least 7 people died by suicide in the last 2 months. The ED has provisionally attached bank balances worth 105.32 crores lying in various accounts with payment gateway accounts of 12 NBFCs. CNN News 18 brings you an exclusive report on the same. Have a look.
Threatened, bullied, harassed, named and shamed. They borrowed quick loans to support their families, but the killer Chinese loan apps got the better of them. At least 7 suicides in the last 2 months alone. The latest is that of 17-year-old Harita Varshini from NTR district of Andhra Pradesh, who took her own life as she couldn't endure the prolonged harassment that she and her family were facing for borrowing an educational loan of 6.5 lakhs. In Hyderabad, 25-year-old Sai Arvind is still recovering from the trauma he went through last year after borrowing 15,000 rupees from multiple loan apps.
I took the money from my bank loan app, and after around 1 week or 2 weeks they started demanding me like 10 times the money I took. So I have paid them once, twice, and after that I could not pay because the amount was crossed around 1.25 lakhs. So then they started harassing me by sending my more photos to my friends, relatives, family, and then later I approached the police to solve my matter, and for around 15 to 20 days they have tortured me, my family members, everyone. They have damaged in whatever possible way they could. Respond to their calls, they will start doing all the stuff they used to add around 10 members of my contact list, and they used to send them like he is fraud, he is thief, and he has took money from a bank. No one should give money to this person.
Loans can be obtained only via 2 means, banks or NBFCs. Now these apps are no longer dependent on NBFCs. The Telangana police has identified more than 200 shell companies based in Delhi, Bengaluru and Bihar, which are dispersing the loan through current accounts. They are also masking their identity behind VPN to evade police crackdown.
Earlier they used to have a tie-up with the NBFCs. Now they don't have a tie-up with NBFCs. So what they are doing, they are creating fake fintech companies. They have contacts where earlier the people who worked in the call centers, they are continuing the contacts. The Chinese people, they are continuing the contact, and they are convincing the people here in India, and they are asking them to provide these fintech company accounts.
Unlike last time where the police could crack down on these fraudulent call centers operating in cities like Delhi, Bengaluru, Gurugram and Hyderabad, this time around it has been found that these Chinese operators are running big rackets in Nepal. They're running these call centers, hiring people who can speak Hindi to blackmail Indians back home who have borrowed money.
Local agencies in Nepal have arrested 4 Chinese nationals and cracked down on at least 3 such call centers in Kathmandu and Butwal, where they seized Indian SIM cards and laptops containing confidential details of borrowers from India. The call center agents used 2 software, NX Cloud Tele and STI, through which outgoing calls couldn't be tracked back to them. Calls were also made using WhatsApp, and those who failed to repay the loans were threatened with morphed pictures and pornographic content. Some Indians trained here are now said to be operating multiple gangs in India and are currently working from home.
According to the policy of WhatsApp, it will ask for an OTP when certain number is registered on WhatsApp. If that number is shared and that OTP is shared, the WhatsApp number of the genuine user will be activated in the device of somebody else.
The scale of the investigation is enormous, even as more victims fall prey to the loan apps. Police officials say the only solution to curb this menace is more awareness among people and stricter guidelines for payment gateways.
Yeah, first of all, people should have awareness regarding these loan apps, because they are giving permissions to contacts, locations, media and all these. They should not give permissions to such confidential information.
As Chinese masterminds continue to hide in other countries, the Enforcement Directorate has provisionally attached unaccounted bank balances to the tune of 264 crores. But that is just the tip of the iceberg of this mega scam, which has ruined hundreds of lives. With Swastika Das and video journalist Venkatesh in Hyderabad, Anisya Kumar for CNN News 18.
Speaker of the U.S. House Representatives, Nancy Pelosi's visit to Taiwan has left China fuming. The Chinese regime continues military exercises near Taiwan. Last evening, 27 Chinese warplanes entered Taiwan's airspace just a day after 21 Chinese jets entered the zone on the very same day as Pelosi's visit. Chinese Foreign Minister Wang Yi once again warned the U.S. of repercussions, saying that those who offend China will be punished. After the warning, Pelosi responded to the Chinese and said that they cannot prevent world leaders from traveling to Taiwan. Even the G7 nations condemned China's military drills in Taiwan Strait.
我要告诉大家的是，这是一场彻头彻尾的闹剧。美方打着所谓民主的幌子，在干着侵犯中国主权的勾当。台湾的蔡英文之流抱着美国的粗腿不放，背弃民族大义。这些倒行逆施啊，根本改变不了一个中国的国际共识，也根本改变不了台湾必将回归祖国的历史大势。玩火者绝对没有好下场，犯我中华者必将受到惩处。谢谢。
It's a very special time. It's the first break of the day. Take it. I'll meet you on the other side.